2 World Series game number 5. These fans are ready. And in this matchup between the Boston Red Sox and the St. Louis Cardinals, we're even at 2 games apiece. First, we'll give you the Boston Red Sox lineup. It's brought to you by Taco Bell. Sometimes you gotta live Moss. Jacoby Ellsbury leads it off in center. Dustin Pedroia bats second. David Ortiz slips up to the number 3 spot. Then it's Johnny Gomes, the hero last night. Daniel Nava in right. Xander Bogaerts, Stephen Drew, David Ross back-to-back starts, and John Lester has not given up a World Series run in 13 1/3 innings pitched. And our director Bill Webb was thinking along with me when I was talking about more thunder behind Adam Wainwright than he anticipated coming to the ballpark tonight, because Allen Craig is the surprise starter at first base. Meanwhile, Adam Wainwright, this postseason 2-2. He's pitched well. His only poor start, really, and it wasn't awful, but not typical Adam Wainwright, was in game 1.
He was having problems pitching downhill. That's what a guy 6'7", he often will have that problem early. First inning problems. He was a closer 6 years ago. In fact, in 2006, he closed out, and the Cardinals won the pennant and the World Series against Detroit. His pitches were unusually high, particularly with the fastball. He'll try to corral that tonight.
There's Allen Craig, who was added to the lineup late. And they have been led in this World Series by Ortiz, hitting .727, while the rest of the Sox are hitting .138.
That's amazing, isn't it?
He's just carried him. Here comes a 2-2 from Wainwright. 1 away. Wainwright felt better coming into this start than he did game 1. And that's down into left field and headed for the corner. Dustin Pedroia on an 0-2 pitch has got a 1-out double.
A lot of people confuse control. Control is throwing a ball when you want to, instead of a breaking ball in the middle of the plate. It's a strike, but it's not in the right position. An 0-2 hanging curveball, double Pedroia.
That back knee of Pedroia goes down, and he just launches into a pitch. Speaking of, here's a guy who, coming into the 3 games here in St. Louis, the National League City, was asked, well, how many games will he start at first base? Wainwright deals, and it's hit hard and fair. Pass first. He's got another hit. He's got an RBI, and he's got a double as David Ortiz has put the Red Sox on top here in the first.
Over a third of the hits the Red Sox have in this World Series obtained by David Ortiz. A double and RBI on the first pitch. We have noticed that he is swinging at a lot of first balls. Wainwright right after him. 1-0 Red Sox.
Red Sox have a run on the board. Breaking ball strikes out Gomes, 2 out. And Gomes nodding his head, knowing that a 3-2 breaking ball had him frozen. It was Jim Joyce at first, John Hirschbeck at second, the crew chief, Mark Wegner at third, Dana DeMuth in left, Paul Emmel in right, and these umpires have really had a good World Series.
Excellent.
Another 2-2 pitch. Got him looking, and he struck out the side. Some things we've come to expect from David Ortiz during October. A lot of hugs. He's a hugger. He's the inspirational leader of this Red Sox team. Also come to expect a lot of hits. He's got an RBI double. The Red Sox lead 1-2. Starting lineup for the Cardinals brought to you by Taco Bell. Sometimes you gotta live Moss. Matt Carpenter leads off at second. Shane Robinson is in the number 2 spot. Matt Holliday hits third. The former number 2 hitter Carlos Beltran cleans up. Yadier Molina bats fifth. Alan Craig at first base. And it's David Freese, Pete Kozma, and Adam Wainwright doing the pitching, batting ninth. And here is the left-hander Jon Lester, who this postseason, look at the numbers, 3-1 with an ERA just over 1.5.
And his best start was game 1, working over 7 innings, giving up no runs to the Cardinals. We were trying to think who in the National League would be comparable to Jon Lester. And we came up, and I think it's an admirable and a correct comparison. Cliff Lee.
NL's league-leading hitter during the regular season. Out in front of it, gets it to Ortiz. To the bag, 1 out. And the batter will be Shane Robinson. 1-1 pitch. Right back up the middle. Knocked down. Pedroia makes the play. 2 out. Lester took a hit away. And Pedroia got the out.
Pedroia breaking to his right. Now he has to break in. Good play. Had Lester not slowed it down, Pedroia doesn't make that play.
There was another pitch up over the heart of the plate. A strikeout ends the inning. And the Cardinals go down 1-2-3. Second inning of Game 5 rolls in. Red Sox coming up, leading 1-0.
Bogaerts. Korte stop van de Boston Red Sox. Mitad die Isla Aruba, Isla Contenta. Let's go Sox!
Recovering from Tommy John surgery, he has struck out 4 and has an out to start the second.
Good breaking ball on the 2-2 count. Much better breaking ball than he threw on that 0-2 pitch to Dustin Pedroia, hanging over the middle of the plate.
He struck out Bogaerts. And now strikes out Drew. 2 out. 5 strikeouts for Wainwright.
Good curveball in the right spot.
Jon Lester, who was 0 for 6 during interleague play this season, will be the next hitter, either here in the second or leading off the third. It'll be the third. 6 outs, 6 strikeouts. And we go into the bottom of the second inning here in Game 5. Boston on top, 1-0. Here's the 0-1. Off the end of the bat into right center, a base hit. And the Cardinals have their first runner of the night.
Made a comment after Carlos Beltran got a hit the night after he bruised his ribs, saying that when you have a torso injury, you don't try to do too much, because if you swing and miss, your ribs hurt. So therefore, you have better bat control, and you could really see it on that breaking ball away to Beltran. Didn't try to do a lot with it. Served it to right center.
We get another 2-2 to Molina. Got him looking. And strikeout number 2, out number 1 here in the second.
The problem for hitters on that cutter is they think it's going to be outside, and it cuts in over the plate. That was a perfect pitch by Lester. Outside to the corner.
He is playing defensively in the game for the first time since the 4th of September when he sprained his foot. And he hits a double play ball. Out at second, out at first. And a 6-4-3 double play sends Game 5 into the third. Jon Lester will lead it off. He's through 2 scoreless with his team up 1. Wainwright, Lester. It's a fair ball. And Molina gets the out. Lester slow out of the box. And Molina takes care of the out, 1 away.
Nothing you can do to a red-hot David Ortiz.
Little pop-up. Freeze in foul ground, 2 out.
2 great ball games. Dustin Pedroia telling Aaron Andrews after the LCS.
Cosma, inning over, yes.
That he hasn't slept in 2 years.
Well, for a guy that's been going that long with no sleep, he's getting along pretty well. Bottom of the third inning rolls in. Red Sox up 1-0.
15 runners.
He grounds one up the middle to start the inning. A leadoff base hit. We talked to the manager for the Red Sox, John Farrell, during the break. The first question was about the life and it being good on the fastball of John Lester.
Yeah, he does, Joe. You know, even with the third pitch strike to Holiday, you know, he's been able to locate to his arm side. Then he comes back to Yadi with a backdoor cutter. So, as we saw in Game 1, it looks like he's got similar stuff here tonight.
John, we told our audience that you told us that you had your second consecutive sleepless night last night. A little tough with the wings, huh?
Well, I tell you what, you get so geared up, so keyed up for 3 or 4 hours here. It's sometimes a little hard to unwind. But you know what? Wouldn't trade it for anything in the world where we're at right now.
I can't believe you put Ortiz in the lineup tonight. I mean, I thought you were going to get Napoli a start.
That's what kept me up all night.
Okay. Thanks, John.
All right, guys.
He's still having fun, as is Matheny. Here's a bunt by Cosma, and got him at first. Lester flipped it over the head of Cosma to Ortiz for the first out.
What a terrific play by John Lester. Awkwardly barehanding it, and as you said, Joe, flipped it over the head of Cosma, and Lester, thank goodness, he had a high target on which to throw. David Ortiz.
That took a perfect play from John Lester on the bunt by Cosma, and Lester made it. Here's a 1-2. Wainwright strikes out, just tied up by John Lester.
That cutter down and in, and Wainwright lost his balance.
Inside corner to strike him out, and Carpenter spins around to talk to Bill Miller.
The cutter, he thought it was inside. Miller didn't.
And the strikeout is the 4th of the night, to the surprise of Matt Carpenter. That sends us into the 4th inning. Red Sox on top by 1. Chris Carpenter is on a headset in the dugout watching Adam Wainwright pitch to David Ortiz. Here's an 0-1. That's into right field. Another hit. Chris Carpenter, this David Ortiz, is 2 for 2 tonight. 10 hits in 13 at bats in this World Series.
I'll tell you what, he's pretty hot. He's not missing anything either.
Not missing anything, and jumping on really whatever. We showed a graphic earlier where it doesn't seem to matter what the pitch is, where the pitch is, what the count is. He's locked in and ready to swing at it.
That he is. And then I'll tell you what, he's not getting out of going out of the strike zone either. So he's always been a tough out. Obviously, he's a great player and a great hitter, and he's showing it right now.
Of 11 in this World Series with that home run. He hits one off the end of the bat into left field here. Holiday to his right has out number 1. Back to first is Ortiz. First pitch is strike. Daniel Nava at the plate. And a broken bat. Slow one hopper to second. Over to first. Got him both. A double play. Chris Carpenter, thanks for the time.
All right, thanks, guys.
This game, game number 5, goes into the bottom of the 4th. The Cardinals will have Robinson, Holiday, and Beltran down 1. Here's a 1-2. Got him looking. And there's that pitch again, strikeout number 5.
You know, that is the best example of a cutter that Lester can throw. Starting about 9 inches outside and cutting late over the plate.
Only one time has the National League won 4 straight. That was from 1979 through 1982. There's a 1-0. That's hard hit to center. Back at the wall. This game tied. Parker Strong. And when he gets into a ball, they go a long way.
This ball didn't cut. The one to Matt Holliday. It was a straight fastball. It was supposed to cut in on the hands and didn't.
Well hit into left center. Back at the wall. It is caught by Gomes and a nice running grab. A step in front of the fence. 2 out. 1-1. Line drive. Caught by Stephen Drew. And it's another tight World Series game. And we're back where we started. Drew way up to get that. Holliday hit one way into center. 1-1 back after this from your local Fox station. Drew made a nice catch in the bottom of the 4th inning on the line drive hit by Molina. This one is up the middle, and Bogaerts will reach with an infield hit.
2-0-2 pitches. One to Pedroia, the hanging curve, and a fastball that's too good a pitch by Wainwright. You know, pitchers get very impatient with hitters.
They are waiting for Drew to click in. He is a better hitter than he's shown. And he hits one into deep right center field. Back at the wall, it's Beltran for the first out. Back to first is Bogaerts, one away. And that's the hardest hit ball Drew's had in this World Series. To Ross, who hit 4 home runs during the regular season. Splitting time with Saltalamacchia. He grounds a base hit through the left side. And it's 2 on with 1 out on a base hit by David Ross, his 2nd hit of this World Series. And did you hear what he just said to Arnie Baylor, the first base coach? He said, "Nice to meet you." That's how frustrated he's been with his hitting. Fastball, foul ball, struck him out. And trying to pitch around 2 hits here in the 5th. Inning over. Strikeout number 8. And frustration for Ellsbury as he heads back to grab his glove. Halfway through game number 5. Tied at 1. It's John Lester. And his night so far, the 1 run on the Holliday home run. He has struck out 5. Walked nobody. The strong arm pitcher profile.
Brunger marks on the right forearm.
Here's the 0-2. Jammed him. Pedroia with all kinds of time. 1 out. And a good pitch from John Lester to start this 5th inning. He gets the ground out. Here's a 2-2. A strikeout on a pitch up. Strikeout number 6.
Fastball up. Gets him.
2 out, nobody on. The number 8 man, Pete Kozma, who has just 1 hit since the start of the NLCS. Here's Ortiz. That stat will continue as we go into the 6th. The Red Sox will have Pedroia, Ortiz, and Gomes. We're tied at 1. The 2-2. Carpenter. 1 out.
John Farrell told us he hadn't seen David Ortiz in his zone quite like this since he came off the disabled list in April. 7 days after he came off the DL, he was hitting over 500. I talked to Big Papi about it today. He joked with me and said, "I was born for this time of year. In fact, before I was born, I was swinging in my mom's belly. I'm chasing right now. I'm not thinking, and I don't want to start." Tim, I knew you'd love that.
Oh, that's great.
Look at the bottom line. He's reached base in 9 consecutive plate appearances. Breaking ball lined into center. Robinson is there. 2 out. Even the outs are hard hit. Breaking ball struck him out. And that's strikeout number 9 For the 19-game winner, Adam Wainwright, who has never lost in the postseason, pitching here at home. Wainwright will lead it off after snapping off that curveball to end the top of the 6th. We're still tied at 1. 2-2 pitch. 6 in a row retired by Jon Lester now. And strikeout number 7. They had the 2 best records. They were put together the same way. They had good bullpens. They had guys who grind out at bats. Good starting pitching. Carpenter grounds to Ortiz. 2 out. O'Hara getting his 6th save of this postseason. Robinson checks on Drew. Steven gets the high hop. It's another 1-2-3 inning for Jon Lester. The Aces going at it tonight. Tied at 1 after 6. Back after this from your local Fox station. Here's the 0-2. A strikeout to start the inning. He has persevered. And here tonight, he's the 10th strikeout victim. And he gets one up the middle again. He's 2 out of 3. And Bogaerts is on with 1 out here in the 7th.
There's Jose Oquendo, number 11 right there. Good hitting by Bogaerts, his 2nd hit of the night. Wainwright could not flag it down. He tried.
Bogaerts not running on ball 4, and it's 2 on 1 out. That's the first walk handed out tonight by either pitcher. Carlos Martinez getting loose. Now it's David Ross. Ross got the start last night as a switch up, as we said, from manager John Farrell to inject some life, get a jolt in this lineup. He went 0 for 4. He has a hit tonight. Back-to-back starts. That's down into the corner. It is a fair ball. It hops out of play, and the Red Sox take the lead. The bottom of the order getting it done, and David Ross has his 2nd hit of the night, his first RBI of this World Series, and he has put Boston back on top.
Another hanging curveball from Wainwright. He's thrown 2 tonight. 1 to Pedroia, he scored, and now 1 to David Ross, just fair, and he pushes across a run. 2 curves, costly, and now Lester with no bat control. There's the breaking ball. Even though it was down over the middle of the plate, Wainwright would like that one back, of course. Might not be a bad play. I don't think they're going to do it, but is to have Lester a straight bunt.
Here comes a 1-1. Back to Wainwright. 2 out. A new baseball for the Cardinal right-hander, and looks like pitch number 106 will be coming from Wainwright here to Ellsbury. Now it's seemingly been a different guy every night, except for what David Ortiz has done. Here's the 0-1. Little fly ball into center. That ball is down for a hit. 1 run scores. Here comes the other runner, Ross. He is out to end the inning. But the Red Sox lead 3-1. As Ellsbury delivers the 2-out hit to center. Jammed him, dropped it in front of Shane Robinson.
What a throw by Robinson. Good play, Molina.
But another run for the Red Sox as they lead it 3-1. Reaching for it. To his right is Ellsbury as Holiday flies out. He's 1 for 3. As Beltran took a ball, and now skies one into left field. Out is Drew. The shortstop has it. 2 out. 2 out, nobody on. Pitch count is down. Good number as he's trying to finish off the 7th. 3-1 Red Sox in the 7th. Molina lines one to Pedroia, and the inning is over. Molina lined out to short in the 4th, to second in the 7th. We go to the 8th. Red Sox will bat up 3-1. The Red Sox bat in the 8th. Pedroia first up, then Ortiz, then Johnny Gomes against the new pitcher, Carlos Martinez. Walk was a big one. The only one Wainwright allowed all night. Here's a fly ball into right. Easy for Beltran. 1 out. Segrist is up again.
In the game, the previous at-bats by Ellsbury. He did not look good, but he did dump one.
Here is Carpenter to his left. He cannot get the out. And Ortiz has got another hit. He is 11 for 15 in this World Series. He gets an infield hit.
Even an infield hit he gets.
If you want to call that the infield.
A short outfield hit, maybe.
He has an infield hit. He got that last night. And now he gets one here with 1 out in the 8th. And they're checking the health of David Ortiz.
Well, it might be the time you're going to take him out anyway. Perhaps you get Quentin Berry as a pinch runner. Just thinking, now you want to take him out. I'm sure John Farrell thinking about that right now anyway. They've got a 2-run lead. Put Berry in there. Berry with the stolen base last night. And then Napoli for defense. Let's see.
He is not leaving.
No.
Still in the game with 1 out. That was back in game 1. A strikeout for the 2nd out. £185-pound right-hander, maybe 6 feet, 22 years old, from the Dominican Republic. 1 on, 2 out, a 1-0 pitch. Fly into left. Holiday is there, and we go to the bottom of the 8th inning here in game 5. John Lester has been dominant here tonight. He's allowed only 1 run on 3 hits. Will he go back to work, or is it the bullpen's turn? We'll find out after this. Bottom of the 8th inning, and it's John Lester, who went 7 2/3 in game 1. Back to work. Tazawa and Uehara.
Of that tandem pitcher and catcher.
And he's done a great job at the plate, where he's got 2 hits, an RBI double. Set up that 2-run rally in the 7th. Craig grounds left side. It's Bogarts to his left with time. 1 out. 1 out, base is empty. The 1-2 pitch. Hard hit. Fair. Past the first baseman and down the right field line. Freese will try to make it a double, and he does. With 1 out. Just fair. In between the line and David Ortiz.
That was a good pitch from Lester, too. He tried that cutter just over the bag. It may have even landed foul, but that doesn't matter. If it goes over the bag, lands foul, it's a fair ball. Now with the potential tying run at the plate, we'll see what John Farrell's going to do with a loose, warm Koji Uehara in the bullpen.
Well, Pete Kozma is up here. Kozma, who has just 1 hit since the start of the NLCS. Flying into left, easy for Gomes. 2 out. A big out picked up by Lester. And now Matt Adams will come off the bench and try and deliver something big here in the 8th. But it does not look like it will be against Jon Lester.
I think this move is being made, Joe, because Koji Uehara is equally effective against left-handers or right-handers.
Mike Napoli will be a part of the double switch. He'll bat in the number 9 spot. David Ortiz is finished for the night. And the pitcher will bat in the number 3 spot. And John Farrell's going to go to the mound. And like it was in game 1 of this World Series, Jon Lester brilliant through 7 2/3. Uehara takes over here in the 8th. To win goes 7 2/3. Now Koji brings it. Adams strikes out, and on 3 pitches, game number 5 heads into the 9th. A 3-pitch pinch hitting appearance for Matt Adams. And these Red Sox have seen a lot of this from their closer, Koji Uehara. Number 19 has been great in October for the Red Sox. So's he. Let's go to the 9th. Boston up 3-1. Trevor Rosenthal is upstairs for a ball to Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts got the rally started in the 7th inning with a 1-out hit up. Red Sox trying to come in here to St. Louis and take 2 of the 3 games before going back to Fenway. Strikeout starts the 9th. Cardinals had the 2nd best home record during the regular season in all of baseball. 2nd to Atlanta. Drew strikes out, 2 gone. Red Sox trying to take 2 of 3 here at Busch Stadium in this World Series. Inning over. Bottom of the 9th, top of the order. Red Sox lead it 3-1. Well, if Koji Uehara is going to get his 7th save of this postseason and his 2nd of this World Series, he's going to have to do it against the top of the Cardinal lineup. Strike 3 called. 1 away.
After all those splitters, that fastball looks faster, and Carpenter takes it. That was a 2-seam fastball. Talk about deceptive. Uehara has no breaking ball. He's thrown it 1 time this year. And when he threw it, he hit Howie Kendrick of the Angels.
Right side, Napoli tosses to Uehara for out number 2. Napoli, who did not start, but was inserted for what he can do at first base, makes the play to his right. He fed Koji Uehara perfectly, 2 out. And the Red Sox really believe Napoli, in his first full year at first base, was Gold Glove worthy for the job he did after a lot of work with Brian Butterfield in learning the position. With 2 out, nobody on, here's Matt Holliday, who hit a home run back in the 4th inning for the only St. Louis run tonight. That's into right. Nava has got it, and the Red Sox win game 5. A final of 3-1, and Jon Lester now in the World Series this year has gone 15 1/3 innings, allowing 1 run on 9 hits, 15 strikeouts, 1 walk. Wainwright gets the loss, and Uehara gets save number 7 this postseason.
What a tall order to come in here and take at least 2 out of 3 from a team that was dominant at home in the National League this year, the St. Louis Cardinals. And the Red Sox taking 2 out of 3 for John Farrell and another save for Koji Uehara.
By getting the win, John Lester joins Babe Ruth as the only left-hander as far as Red Sox starters with 3 World Series wins. Back in his time before going to the Yankees, he was the premier left-hander in the American League and one of the best on the mound in the game. Let's go down to the field and Erin Andrews.
With a very happy David Ross who's screaming and then apologizing. Don't worry about it. You and John Lester have become quite the pitching-catching tandem. David, what was working tonight against the Cardinals that was working in Game 1?
Johnny, I mean, he's just a stud, you know. We rely on him. That's why he's the ace of our staff, because he goes out and pitches like that. You know, one pitch, guy hits for a homer who's a really good player. You know, what a great teammate and a guys that battle, and you know, Wainwright's a good pitcher. You know, we had a battle tonight, and guys did a good job of putting some at bats on him, and we were able to squeak out a couple. There
was a conversation though at the bottom of the 7th you were having with John Farrell, with John Lester, about coming back out. What was going on? Yeah, I just thought he had hurt himself a little bit. I know something's uncomfortable, and John went and talked to him. He said he had one more. You know, just that's the kind of teammate he is. You know, he's going to give it all he's got, and I told him, you know, let it all eat. You know, this is it. You know, you got nothing left, and he did a great job. And you know, probably a bad pitch call by me to get up that last hit to Freeze. Freeze did a good job of hitting, but probably should have stayed hard in. But you know, that's neither here nor there. Johnny did a great job. Speaking of a good job hitting, you yourself had a good job tonight. Your first World Series RBI, and facing a pitcher you just said is very tough in Adam Wainwright. Facing him 2 strikes, what's going through your mind in that at bat? How about that, huh? You know, yeah, right? I mean, it's nice to drive in runs. That's really, really nice. You know, I got to credit the guys in front of me. Bogey did a great job. I mean, that kid's 21 years old, and just having at bats off a veteran like Wainwright, and then Dirt has a huge at bat, getting to 3-2 and laying off a tough pitch, and luckily I was able to get something in the zone and just stay fair. I was talking to it really well, and then you know, Els, you know, that's why we never give up, is guys just keep throwing at bats on guys. Guys are having tough nights, striking out. I was striking out. Guys are, you know, we just keep trying to battle each at bat and not give up, and that's what happens. You know, Els drives in 1, and if I was a little bit faster, he might have drove in 2. All right, we'll see you in Boston on Wednesday night. Thank you. Absolutely. Joe, back over to you.
All right, that will be Game 6 on Wednesday night. The final here tonight in Game 5, 3-1. The Red Sox win it and win 2 of 3 here in St. Louis. Let's go down to Ken Rosenthal.
Thanks, Joe. John, you've got a 0.59 ERA in 2 World Series starts. You were in control from the beginning tonight. What made it happen for you out there tonight?
I don't know. I mean, I think the biggest thing is, you know, me and Rossi have had a good rhythm for whatever reason past 3-4 starts together. Early on, we just went back to our game plan from Game 1 and just fell back on that and really tried to make them start swinging the bats early. And we were able to do that and kept the pitch count down and, you know, tried to grind out the later innings there.
Russ hit the double just before you were scheduled to hit in the 7th. That put you ahead in the game. Would you have stayed in the game if the game had remained tied?
I don't know. I mean, I was out there, so I don't know. Obviously, you saw my swings tonight. They're not all that great. So, you know, that's Manager John's decision. And if he would have pulled me, then that's kind of the beast of National League Baseball. So, but fortunate for us, Rossi hit that double right there, big double, pushed 1 across, and then Jake gets a hit after me. So it seems like it's a different guy every night that picks us up, and it's kind of been the theme all year.
John, so much talk about your glove, the green goop, after your last start. How did you react to that, and did it motivate you at all tonight?
I don't think motivate's the right word. I think the biggest thing was, you know, obviously there was a lot of hoopla after my last start, and you know, if you go out tonight and you don't pitch very well, people are going to immediately go back to that. So I think that was probably the biggest thing, is just making sure that I pitched well, threw the ball well, and prove to people that, you know, that was what it was, and I'm a good pitcher, so that's the main thing.
You're a pretty good pitcher. John, thanks a lot. Joe, back to you.
Yeah, he's proven it in this World Series. 15 in a third, 1 run, 9 hits, 15 strikeouts, 1 walk. It was a matchup of the two aces, Jon Lester, Adam Wainwright, and it was Lester ending up on top. He's now 2-0 this World Series, in control from the start, and a final of 3-1. Uehara got the save, and the Red Sox will go home and try and win the World Series in front of their home fans.